Thank you, Kaohly Her. And thank you, Chair Champion, and thank you to the committee for your time. I really appreciate the opportunity to come before you today and to talk about our small businesses and our immigrant-owned businesses and the impact that Operation Metro Surge has had on them. My name is Kaohly Her, and I am proud to be the mayor of St. Paul, your capital city. When I became mayor on January 2nd, I had no idea that within 3 days into my term that Renega would be killed and our community would be thrown into chaos. The public safety impacts on our community members have been vast, and I'm proud of the work that our city employees in keeping our residents safe from the federal incursions did the best that they could. The emotional toll on our community has been vast, but so has the economic impact. Hundreds of businesses were closed off, and over the course of Operation Metro Surge, many more were limited in hours due to a lack of their staff feeling safe enough to come in. Our mercados, our Vietnamese bakeries, our taquerias, and East African restaurants have been intentionally targeted by federal immigration enforcement operations. From the east side to the north end, from Rondo to the west side, and beyond our entire community, they have all been targeted in this operation. Through our planning and economic development departments, we have a survey in the field with the small businesses across our city, many of whom are immigrant-owned. The point is to learn more and gather more data about their experiences with Operation Metro Surge. I've visited numerous of our businesses, and they all tell me that business is down double digits. For most, they are down 60 to 70%. Many tell me that they can't even make rent, especially when you visit our small ethnic-owned markets and malls, where even if the rent is only $1,000, $1,200, that the sales have been so low that they are unable to make rent. We must gather all of their lost revenues to begin to understand the impact. We expect the preliminary data back starting this Friday, and I'm committed to sharing that with you, and we'll send that over as we analyze it. I'm glad you will hear more from businesses today. Within the scope of what our city has, we have taken action to support our small and immigrant-owned businesses. This includes delaying the cost of liquor license renewals for 6 months to ease the burden of the cost at this moment. Delay in city loan payments for the months of April and May and June for small businesses. Connecting businesses with the funds raised and released by local CDFIs and philanthropic institutions. And, I know that we are here today to share that our city needs help from the legislature. As a disproportionate recipient of attention by the federal immigration surge, we need investments from the state legislature to support our vibrant community of local businesses. When you think about housing and around evictions and jobs and lost wages, that people are afraid, whether it is businesses who are afraid to keep their doors open, or it is individuals who are employees who are afraid to go to work, that the impact is from both sides. I want to share just quickly that within our city, we have 118 licensed daycares, 598 retail establishments, 44 drinking establishments, 484 restaurant establishments. These were all impacted. And I know that today we're focusing on the immigrant and refugee-owned businesses and the impact to them and small businesses. But the truth is that small businesses go beyond just what we may think about retailers or restaurants. That licensed daycares are also businesses, and they struggled with having ICE circle their parking lots and families afraid to bring their children in, and the impact to them when they're already low wage entities, and they struggle to make ends meet because of our rigorous daycare system that makes it really difficult and challenging to stay open. I want to also just share real quick that I had the opportunity to be out in community, and I did visit my mercados and small businesses, and I was the person opening and locking and unlocking doors. I was delivering groceries because there wasn't, people weren't coming to the stores. And the impact that has on these establishments, and it wasn't just the business. That the particular mercado, the owner is an American citizen, but he was constantly targeted by ICE, and oftentimes he was taken by ICE for hours at a time and being interrogated, even though he was an American citizen. That I hope that we remember that this isn't just about what we perceive to be who is being targeted, but that the targeting of American citizens and those who lawfully own businesses, that has been really the detriment to our system and the trust within it. And so as your committee, I know you are focused on just jobs and economic mobility and, community development. I am very committed to those things as well. But I would be remiss if I didn't also mention the fact of like what has happened during Operation Metro Surge is not just an economic impact on our cities, but it is to the state as well. That I would love to just share with all of you, and we can quantify this data and bring it back to you as well, but the number of times I receive calls that entertainment groups were not going to come and perform here because of what was happening. The number of events and concerts that were canceled or did not come here because of what was happening. And this is cost to just the conventions, so conventions not coming here. That this is lost tax revenues, not just for the city, but for our entire state. And so we do need help, and I am committed to being a partner with all of you and bringing you the information you need in order for us to move forward to support our small businesses. Thank you so much, Chair Champion, and thank you, committee, for allowing me to testify today.
Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for sharing that information. And our focus here is not just BIPOC businesses, but all businesses, because we understand and recognize that a cross-section of businesses were affected. And thank you for talking about your landscape when we think in terms of the 484 restaurants and the other data. So any information you want to provide for us, we'll distribute that. Now, you mentioned that data is going to be available this Friday. Can you tell us a little more about what that data is going to capture and when we might be able to get that data?
Thank you, Senator Champion, for that question. We wanted to actually have quantifiable information regarding the actual lost revenues and potentially the number of employees that couldn't come into work, or businesses that closed, or businesses that had limited hours. That we want to be able to give you a comprehensive landscape of the impact to our economic environment in St. Paul. So we should have some of that back, and we did a survey. We sent out a survey to our small businesses.
Thank you so very much. Members, any questions for Mayor Her? Any questions? Any questions for Mayor Her? All right, seeing none, thank you so much, Mayor Her. We appreciate you taking the time to come, and congratulations on your new job.
Thank you.
We look forward to working with you.